Hello, hello, hello. It's Monday night. Hope everybody is checking in. Let me check my sound to make sure everybody can hear me. I have a juicy one for you today. I got lots of notes and lots of details for you to write down because this one you don't want to miss. Time is ticking. You are going to miss out if you do not take action ASAP. Hold on one second. Let me make sure you can hear me. But let's see. All right. So, all right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, I see I got some comments here. Yes, sound is good. Hey, relevant. So tonight, WTF, student loans. Oh my God. I know that's how you feel, but actually the WTF for me was where to find information on student loans. But you can use it however you like. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about a couple of different things, a few topics that are on all of our minds. You see the news flying around, things are changing very rapidly. And so today, October 17th, if you watch this video later, the information might be different. But today, this is the information that I have for you on student loans. I'm actually going to share my screen with you tonight and show you a couple of different things because we really have to take advantage of this for those who have student loans, for those who have Parent Plus loans, for those who even have the FFEL. I have something for you at the end. And the thing is that figuring out where you fit in, because whatever amount that you may be eligible for through the various programs, because there's more than just the new debt relief program that Biden released. So before I go too far, I don't want to forget to give you your weekly money affirmation. To this week's affirmation is I happily see every bill paid. It goes with the thing because we're trying to figure out how to pay these student loans, and you need to be happy about seeing those bills paid because they will be paid. We just have to go at it with a solid plan and stay focused, right? And don't get too emotional about it because I talk to so many people in there and not in a good place when it comes to these. So this information hopefully will help you at least get to the beginning to get on track. So I'm sharing my screen. Hopefully you can see it. Tonight we're going to talk about the student loan debt relief program, the Biden plan. For those who are eligible, who work for a government or 501c3, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Public Student Loan Forgiveness Program as well, or PSLF. The other one is the Income-Driven Repayment Plan, or they call it the IDR, right? A lot of people think they're not eligible because maybe their income's too high or whatever it is, but here's the thing. You can still apply for the IDR. The rules are a little bit different than they were before, that some of the benefits of the CARES Act rules changing, right? And then what if you don't qualify for any of these programs, but you still got 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 in student loans? And I know people who probably have less, and they're thinking there are people with 300,000 in student loans. Yes, there are people with more than that. They have advanced degrees. So let's just get right into it. First and foremost, beware of scams. This link, this picture came exactly from the studentaid.gov website. Beware of scams. If anyone is telling you that you have to pay to get any of these government programs that are rolled out, it is a scam. You can get the assistance you need here. You can send an email. Their emails come from no reply studentaid.gov, and there's a couple of them. You can contact the Federal Trade Commission. You can report the fraud, but you want to be careful when you are dealing with this debt relief program for your student loans, because unfortunately, so many people who are scammers will try to take advantage of you. So first thing to do is to beware of scammers. Just beware. Be very clear about who you're dealing with. If you're looking at the emails, remember all those phishing and cybersecurity classes that you took at your different workplaces or at school. Those things really do matter. So just beware, okay? Because there's lots of money on the table with the student loans, and so scammers are on high alert. So first thing you want to do is for the Biden plan, there is a link right now. If you go to the studentaid.gov website, and you'll see this screen. This is the first pop-up that you'll get, and I actually did this today. So when you type in studentaid.gov, this is the first thing that pops up. Are you looking for student loan debt relief? And most people are. This is where you start the application. And so for those who don't know, you're either eligible for $10,000 or $20,000 if you've received a Pell Grant. So you can apply, and you see here, you can apply now. You can apply today, but no later than December 31st, 2023, according to the website. But don't wait, right? This is the pre-application to get you ready for them to determine, to help determine if you're going to be eligible, right? And then the next thing you're going to see once you click on it, it's going to say, hey, here's your eligibility. What do I qualify for? Who qualifies for this, right? And so for individuals, ladies, if you make less than $125,000 a year in 2021 or 2020, you can be eligible. Less than $125,000 a year. And please note, this is adjusted gross income. This is after all your deductions and all that. So it's the adjusted gross income, not your full gross, right? Families or those who file head of household, you will have some eligibility if you made $250,000 between 2020 or 2021. Again, you have to apply. That's how it works. You have to apply no later than December 31st, 2023. So you see, they're giving you a whole year to get it done. But the question is, which one? Now, if you're watching live, I see quite a few of you. If you feel like you qualify for this benefit, you can say, oh, yeah, in the comments that you qualify for this so we can, keep it going for you, right? Now, next thing, they're going to put up these questions. They're going to ask you your name, who, if you had a different last name, if you got married, Social Security. It's the student.aid.gov website, so it's not a scam. So you want to make sure that you're not putting your social in a questionable website either. So date of birth, phone number, email, they're going to ask you for all that information. Now, you're going to review this information and submit. They're going to ask you again, are you sure you qualify for this program? And you have to verify that you fit into one of the following categories for 2020, January 1, December 31st through 2020, or January 1, December 31st, 2021, that you fit into those categories. You made less than the required income on your federal taxes. If you filed single and you made less than $125,000, again, you're eligible, adjusted gross income. If you were married and you filed taxes separately and you made less than $125,000. If you were married and you filed jointly and you made less than $250,000. If you filed head of household, you made less than $250,000. And if you filed as a qualifying widower or widow, you can make less than $250,000. So you have to be sure, because you have to go over here to the end. You have to certify that you think you meet these requirements, right? So go back and check your taxes for your adjusted gross income, right? Now you're going to hit submit and they're going to say, congratulations, we got it. We're going to let you know what's going to happen. They're going to process your application. They're going to get in contact with you if they need additional information. And again, they're going to come from very specific email addresses. And you can see that on their website. They're specific as to how they contact you. So it should not be an email from a .co from across some other country. It will be a .gov email or something to that effect where they can reach out to you. And the specific emails in the beginning of the presentation if you're just joining us. Or if you're watching the replay, type #replay and go back and check out the email. Now, and that's only if they need to verify additional information. If not, they're going to keep you updated along the way. They're going to shoot you information. They're going to let you know what's going on. Now, that's the first bucket of information for student loans is go ahead and see if you qualify for the Biden debt relief program. The second one, especially for my folks who work for the government, who are teachers, who work for 501c3s, who work for qualified employers, you have to apply by the deadline of October 31st, 2022, which is in like 2 weeks. Like, let's get it together, Buttercup. Let's go. 2 weeks to go and apply, right? So there's 4 main requirements. you got to have the right type of loan, you got to have the right type of repayment plan, and you have the right type of employment with the right number of payments to get the full forgiveness, right? Right now, if you don't have it, if you're not already in the program, you got to make sure you have the right type of loan, which is a direct loan. Unfortunately, it can't be a FFEL loan or FFEL loan, which were the commercial loans that took the place of those loans after you had loans before 2010. So there's some ways that maybe you can do it. They're saying that you may be able to consolidate with another direct loan and make it work, but it's kind of iffy. So we have to dig a little bit more deeper if you have that individual situation. The other one is the right type of repayment plan. You have to have the income-driven repayment plan or an IDR, where they base it on your income. Now, with the coronavirus or the CARES Act, they've changed that income-driven repayment plan, because it used to be that folks who had maybe, say they had $200,000 in student loans and they gave them an income-driven plan, the payment was still like $1,000 or $1,500. But now they've changed it to where it is a segment after you've met the poverty level. So let's say the poverty level is 50,000. I don't know that number off the top of my head. They count the income after that towards your income, and then they give you a repayment plan. So it's a little bit more flexible, and some people are finding much more comfort with the payments, right? You got to have the right type of employment. What's the right type of employment? Public service. You have to work for a city, state, federal government, or a 501c, registered 501c3 for at least 30 hours a week, or whatever that company deems as full time. You have to have that because that is what is considered public service. Now, there are some folks in the education market where they may not work for a 501c3, or they're not work for a school district or anything, like say maybe you're in daycare or private home care or some other things. Those are a little bit more kludgy. And so it may not be there for you, but it's a good thing to find out if that's going to work for you, right? And then the right number of payments, 120 payments. Now, here's the catch. For my, and I have clients like this, my career forbearance clients, who maybe you've been in forbearance long enough for you to be legally able to drink. And that means over 20 years or 21 years. You've been in the forbearance game. You've been delaying the payments for quite some time. They have caught that loophole, and everyone's going to be in some type of payment or some type of plan with going forward. However, what they've put in place is what they call a limited public student, a limited waiver for some of those folks, where if maybe you didn't apply, you weren't making payments, there was some confusion because there was so much controversy around the public student loan forgiveness program since it started in 2007. Folks weren't able to get the forgiveness, and people were pissed. Because it's like, I paid for these 10 years. I made 120 payments, but turns out they didn't have the right type of loan. They didn't have the right type of repayment plan. They didn't specify the word. It just wasn't detailed enough. And now they're putting the information out. And what they're doing is they're giving credit for past employment towards this public student loan forgiveness. So I have at least one client who had been working in public service for like 5 to 7 years, hadn't really been making payments, but put in for the public PSLF, and the Mohilo, who is now the loan servicer, sent a letter and told the person, all right, we've given you credit for 60 payments on this loan. We've given you credit for 40 payments on this loan. We've given you credits for 45 payments on this loan. Even though the person had not made any payments, the reason they did that is because it's a part of the waiver where they're giving some amnesty, and that ends on the 31st. So if you've ever worked in the government, if you ever worked on a 501c3, go online, get the form, walk that form through the process if you need to get credit for those payments. Even if you're not in those positions right now, you may move into one in the future, and it may be beneficial to you long term. Go ahead and get that credit, because that credit waiver goes away on the 31st, right? And a part of the process is you can go right to the website before you even apply and confirm your employer is even eligible for PSLF, because they have a link right there that says confirm if my employer is eligible. So go ahead and find out now, right? Now, this is the sad news for everyone. I have to tell you this. Payments resume January 1st, 2023. They've said that they are just not going to extend the CARES Act payment waivers where we weren't paying, where the payments weren't being made. That ends on this January 2023. Now, here's the catch. That may be different for different people because whatever your payment date may be different. If your payment date was a different day, you may be making a payment on January 1st, or you may be making a payment by January 15th, or you may be making a payment by January 31st. So go into your loan servicer and see what day your payments are due. Now, I promised you that if maybe you don't qualify for anything. If you're watching the live or the replay, put in the chat, I don't qualify for any of that, but I still need help. If you still need help, that's what I'm here for. So let's talk about that. All right, that's all I have for slides. Now, the thing is that you have to take action on all these programs immediately. Do not delay. I know it's stressful. I know probably giving you heart palpitations, your chest hurts when you think about it. You go to the website, there's so much information, but you have to take action on it now. Now, for those folks who maybe, let's say you owe $100,000 in student loans, and yeah, you will probably get the $10,000, but now you got another $90,000 to deal with, right? Well, I have programs that I work with people that we put you in a structured program that will spit out and put you in a plan where you can still set up and get out of that student loan debt in 9 years or less. And oh, by the way, if you have other debt, we wrap that in too, to put you in a solid plan to get you out of that debt, because debt is a burden and it can be stressful. Now, the other thing is to keep in mind that you want to make sure that you stay on top of this information and as much as possible. And I'll try to come back and do another video in another week or two. And then I'm doing a live on November 9th specifically on student loan debts and those who have advanced loans. And why does that matter? Because those who have advanced loans probably have 6 figures in debt or more. And so it doesn't matter that if they get $10,000 or $20,000 in the forgiveness from Biden, or even if they're in the PSLF, depending on what's going on, they may have loans that don't qualify for PSLF. And so it's important to have some assistance in going through that process. Now, here is something that I didn't bring the example because I forgot to print it out, and I was going to put this on the screen. But here is something for all of you who get that $10,000 or $20,000. Hear me, listen closely. Let me see your ears so I can make sure you're listening. Listen very closely. Do not lower your monthly payment, because once you get that payment made towards your debt, they will either pay it towards your principal or towards your interest. And on the different websites, they weren't sure how they were going to apply, but you just don't know. They're going to apply it to your loans. But do not lower your payment. Here's why I'm recommending that. Because let's say your payment is $300. That's a fairly reasonable student loan payment, right? What happens is, hey, I can't see whose name that is. You got to let StreamYard allow you to share your information. But hey, sis, make sure that when you do that $300 and say they offer you a payment, you know what? You've gotten the forgiveness taken off. You can just pay, $250 now. And you're thinking, great, that's $50 more a month in my pocket. Well, what happens is they go back and amortize that loan again. And you end up still paying what you got forgiven because that amount gets amortized over time. And so it's not basic math. It is high-level algebra that's happening with these student loans. So just be very cautious about hurrying up and lowering that payment for that quick $50 a month. Hey, Carmen, for that quick $50 a month savings, because that $50 a month savings could cost you thousands of dollars on the back end. So you want to be very mindful not to hurry up and lower that payment. And that's why, I'm having this conversation with you, because so many of us will be happy to say, I would be happy. Oh, I'm saving $50 a month. Let's do it. Sign me up for saving $50 a month. Sign me up for saving $100 a month. But the thing is that in the long term, because it's not straight math, you will end up with the interest rates. You're going to end up paying more, not only paying that forgiveness amount that you receive from the Biden plan, but you'll end up paying more, right? So if you're with me, say yeah. Hopefully you got that. Now, the other thing is to really start thinking about your strategy for your other debt and things of that nature. And that's what I do. And that's what I help people do. That's what my other colleagues help folks do. So the important things you need to take away from this conversation: one, you have to take action today. Tonight, when you get off this live, or if you're looking at me on your phone, go to your computer, studentaid.gov, take action, fill out the little form to see if you qualify. Two, if you work for a government, any type of government or 501c3, go and fill out the PSLF form immediately. That cannot be delayed because your employer might take some time to reply to you. So you don't want to waste any more time. I know I have clients that waited 30 days for their employer to respond. And so now you don't have the luxury of that time. So apply for that. Why? Because if you've worked for a qualified employer, remember, you could receive a waiver or just some credits because of the time you've worked there, even if you haven't made any payments. Who would have thought it, right? Number three, make sure you go in and contact them about the income-driven repayment plan to get you a comfortable payment amount so that you can move forward and go where you need to be. That's required for the PSLF program, the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, but it also will help you financially. And then, of course, fourth but not least, set up some time with me or other financial professionals that I work with. You know me really well, and you're like, you don't want me to know your dirty laundry, but this is Dirty Little Money Secrets, so I expect it to be dirty. But anyway, I got some people I can put you with, but you got to get with someone to help you, because one of the things I specialize in is helping people to get out of debt in 9 years or less, including the mortgage, including the student loan. So whatever your debt is, it doesn't matter. We have a plan. We have a system in place that we put you in to help you to eliminate that. The last but not least is, don't forget your money affirmation. I happily see all my bills paid. And that's why we come here. That's why I come here every Monday and talk really long and really loud to get you this information. But the helpful websites that you need, again, are studentaid.gov. You want to go there to put your information in to find out if you qualify, right? There's also some nonprofit agencies that help protect borrowers, protect borrowers.org. Protect borrowers. I don't know why I can't say borrow. Borrowers.org. They also have a lot of information on student loans and the information that you need. And you can also, of course, you can always reach out to me to ask questions. I'm happy to help you, regardless if we sign you up for whatever, because at the end of the day, the goal is for us to be happy, wealthy, whole, and in a peaceful place with our finances. So be sure to go and check out those resources. Thanks for repeating the affirmation. I happy to see all my bills paid. But again, October 31st is the deadline. You do not want to miss it. And if you check me out, I'll be live again on November 9th, specifically talking about student loan debt with some other professionals for those who have advanced degrees. And those folks with advanced degrees may have income too high to even qualify for the $20,000. They may have student loans really high to match that high income. And it's a different feel, and we have something specific for you to help you get the same type of relief, because we should all feel free to be able to have the pursuit of happiness, but also to be able to do it debt free. So that's all I have for you tonight. If there's any questions, drop them in the chat real quick. And if not, I will be outie 5,000. We used to say that back in the day. Outie 5,000. I don't want to show my age. I'm 25. Just go with it. But anyway, that's all I have. And, let's put our big girl panties on this week. And let's get this done. If that means you're going to take off a day from your current job to go to your old job to get these forms signed, go ahead and get it done. Call the student loan, go online, apply for the IDR. You can do most of it online without speaking to someone, but get this done, because this is a big deal. This is a big deal for us, and it's a big deal for you and your family. So that's all I got. Peace.